Hi, it's Greg Burdine, pastor of Faith Baptist Church in Adrian on a beautiful fall Monday morning in Michigan. And it's going to be a beautiful week. And I hope that your week is good. We've got some things here planned at the church. Most of you may be aware, at least in our community. Some of you watch this from other places in outside of our county. But we had a tragic accident involving a 1-year-old was killed, and their church is not large enough to be able to have it, and so we're going to have the funeral at our church on Thursday. So pray for the Weaver family. They're just a godly Christian family. They go to the Mennonite church, a nice community of fellow believers, and another group of fellow believers is going to open up our building so they can have that. So pray for that family. But that's one of the things we've got going on this week. But regardless, I hope that your week is going well. I've been looking at some verses that have to do with farming, and I know if you drive around our county, for sure you're going to see a lot of things that the farmers are doing. I talked with Perry Cisco, and he's got a lot of planting and harvesting and all that kind of stuff going on. October is that kind of a month, so I've chosen some Bible verses. So the one I've chosen today is in the book of Ecclesiastes. That's an interesting book, and I encourage you to read it, but actually to study it. Charles Swindoll has a great commentary on that, great explanation of what that means. And we'll maybe be getting into that maybe on a Sunday night here coming up one of these days. But regardless, here's the Bible verse that I've chosen. It's in Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 4. This is what it says, some wisdom. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. In other words, if you're waiting for the wind to be at an opportune time, low wind, because a lot of times when they would plant, that they would throw seed. And if they just waited for the wind to die down, they'd probably never plant because they're waiting for that perfect environment. And if they said, well, you know what, we're not going to reap if there's clouds because it might rain. You know, if you're waiting for the perfect environment to reap, you're gonna have to take a chance, and you're gonna have to get it done. And if you push it off too long, you're not going to accomplish anything. And I think the wisdom is not just in farming. Although if you know it's going to rain, don't reap. If you know that there's a strong wind coming, that you just don't, in other words, there are times where the weather dictates what you do. However, if you're waiting for the perfect environment, you're probably not going to be a good farmer. And you're probably not going to make great decisions and be successful in life. Because if you're waiting for the perfect environment to invest your money, to have children, if you wait until you can afford kids to have kids, you're probably not going to have kids. Why? Because you'll never have enough money. And so sometimes you can't wait for that perfect environment. I've said it like this, and I shared it with somebody a couple of weeks ago. If it's about 70% okay to do it, that's a good one. 70 to 80%. If you're waiting for the sure thing, it's not. Sometimes you have to take the chance. Learn some lessons if it didn't work out, but you know what? To get some things done, you're going to have to take it. Get some things done, you're going to have to take a chance. Sunday morning, we've been talking about faith and trust. And faith and trust is not, trust in God when you know for sure He's going to work it out. Trust in God anyway when you're not for sure. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. Trust God. Take that next step and know that He'll catch you, even though you don't know exactly where you're going to land. And so, if you're going to watch the wind, you're never going to plant. If you watch the clouds, you're never going to harvest. Sometimes you got to take a chance. I don't know. Maybe this is like a fortune cookie. You open it up, and this is what you need. Maybe some of you right now, you've been waiting and waiting for this perfect time to do something, and you haven't done it. My encouragement to you, pray about it. Take a chance. Watch God work in your life. Let me know about it. God bless you. Have a great